My name is Kishuran Ramis, or Kish, student number A00290504, and I'm just going to show off my simple implementation of the Astronomy app. So, in this demo, I have the app itself. I have prepared the one of my functionalities or features right here. And I'm also going to be showing you some of the code that I've written, some of the setups that I've done to get this all working. So first things first, this is a very basic app. This image right here was intended to be an animated SVG. However, Gradle has some newer updates and it caused a few problems. So instead, I decided to add that animated SVG as a web view right here. So as you can see, this is one of the features. This is essentially just a web view of the animated SVG. This is using a animated vector asset, and with a bit of code, we can get this running on our applications. And this is one of the solar system here, just to display the solar system. Secondly, a very basic feature that I added was a solar time clock, which just displays the time in solar time, which is basically GMT -1 time. Not accounting for daylight savings. And finally, the most important feature would be GitHub integration and a GitHub login, which we cannot see from the application, but it's on the developer side of the app. I would also like to highlight that I also have old features and new features here. These are sort of every single feature that has been implemented in this app in chronological order, from the start to the very end of this project period. For the old features, they're a lot more sort of messy and not as well integrated with the application. However, they do display that the application's capabilities work as intended, such as using open maps or opening your phone or looking at a scroll view or watching a YouTube video about astronomy. However, in the new features here, we get to actually play around with some of the astronomy themed applications. So like we can store a planet name, we have a astro toolbar, we can play a planet game, like clicking on this and it will randomly generate birth planet. As you can see, Neptune gives us a toast. So there's a bunch of different features here that are related to the astronomy field. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a very simple app. However, the biggest feature that's been added in here, the GitHub feature, is what I want to highlight. So first and foremost, I would just like to show some of the code for clock.java. It's very simple, really. It's just a new Java file with a activity printing the actual clock itself. And then if I can show you the XML, this is the actual text clock file, and I've written some code to adjust it so that it is displaying it in solar time GMT -1. After that, we also have the solar anim.java. Like I said, this is a web view to a web app where I converted a SVG into a animated app, animated vector asset on that app. It is displayed on that screen. And finally, the most important feature is GitHub integration. So what we can do with GitHub integration is it allows multiple people to continue to expand on this project, and continue to add new features or fix old ones, and it also allows for version control, which is very important, especially for Gradle scripts. So when I was doing this project and I used Gradle scripts, Sometimes my Gradle script wouldn't run. I had to edit some of these scripts so that it would stop crashing the app the moment I had to start. However, with GitHub implementations, I was able to change back my versions instead of manually editing the Gradle script and syncing the project once and for all. So I had to do a lot to set up the actual Gradle script itself. To set up the actual GitHub to integrate with Gradle script itself. And it's through the IDEA here. As you can see, we have the Git tools here. I added the functionality to commit, push, update. From the Git tree, we can merge, rebase, and branch as well. And of course, the way that I added this was using the manage remote here. So I had to install dependencies called Git, and then from those dependencies, I could then name a origin branch for where the project would be stored, and add in a URL to a GitHub repository where all of these files can be stored. And that GitHub repository is right here on my GitHub page. And essentially, I had to log into the Android Studio app using my GitHub account and verify it. And then now what we can do is if we go to Astronomy app right here, we can see all of our files right here. And what this allows to do is version control. So if we look at the commit tree right here, we can see that we have a few commits here. I had porting old app features to a new segment, that I'm merging the pull requests. So a standard Git sort of tree. And what's really helpful here is that with this remote setup, now what we can do is integrate some of these files that we've changed. We've also added the gutter. The gutter is a line right here that displays which lines have been altered, which lines has been added. So the gutter system displaying here says that all of these green lines are new lines that have been added. And I'm just going to do a test commit for you all. So as you can see, we're on the moving old features to a new page branch right now. If I go to my terminal and I load it up, there we go. Now what I can do is use git add dot to add all functionalities to staging, and then I can do git commit -m, let's say new commit 1. And now it will send all of these files, and as you can see, all the highlighted files, and the gutter has disappeared because we have linked our project to our GitHub repository. Now what we can do is use the push functionality right here to push all of the stage changes. As you can see, it displays everything that we've changed, and then we click the push button, and now it's going to push everything. And if we go back to our GitHub after it says push one commit, and we go back to Astronomy app, we'll be greeted with a notification saying move all features recently had a push. Now we can compare and pull this request, create pull requests, and then here it will check for merge availability, and then when it confirms, we can hit confirm merge. And there we go. Now our application has been updated and fully running. And if we check the commits, if we go back and check the commits right here, we can see that the tree has been updated as well. On the 8th of December, we have a new commit with all of these new features added in. So this is a very, very good functionality. It allows the app to basically be developed by multiple different developers, and it allows for me to have full control of my project because I have installed a login for this functionality on my application. Other than that, it's pretty much it. So this is the description for my app, and of course my functionalities, GitHub integration, a controllable vector animation, and a clock display. Yep, that's all that I have for you today. Thank you very much.